Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and an AstroVed astrologer. And I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday. Dr. Pillai has talked about how the stars are more than just objects in outer space. There's a divine light being associated with all of them. We all have interconnections to these light beings, and in doing the puja, we are activating those connections so that their positive blessings can be flowing into us and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the chart. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table in my area. I also have a container of water, a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bell, a raisin, and a bowl of fresh flower petals that I'm going to use during the puja. I start with the water, and I sprinkle some water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to symbolically purify the space for where the puja is going to happen. I also sprinkle some water on top of my own head, and I send a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, so that everyone and everything is purified going into the puja. Then I start by invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. Om Shri Gang, Om Shri Gang, Om Shri Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. And I ask him to remove all obstacles for all of you in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your life. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you now and always. And we thank him for his help with this. Next, we do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Ahasura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Gnanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we turn our attention to the planets that are active in the time elements in my local area. We start with the planet that's ruling the day. In my area right now, it's Tuesday, ruled by Mars. I hold flower petals in my hand as I say mantras. When I say Namaha, I'm putting the flower petal in an appropriate place on the chart. For honoring Mars, the planet that rules the day, I will put the flower petals on top of Mars on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion, I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. In my area, we are in the 6th waxing moon, called Shasti in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Now, we honor the planet ruling the hour, which in my local area right now is the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we're going to acknowledge the yoga and the Karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Sukaman, which has energies that are generous. Sukaman, Sukaman, Sukaman. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Kalava, which has energies that are social. Kalava, Kalava, Kalava. Now, we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. We start with the sign that is the ascendant, represented here with the letters AC. This is in the sign of Vrishabha, or Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Dr. Pillai said we would start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to his importance at the moment. I put flower petals on Venus for ruling the ascendant sign. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now, starting in the ascendant sign, we're going to go around the chart in a clockwise direction, honoring the planets as they're in the signs. Starting in the ascendant sign is Venus. We now honor Venus for being in Taurus. I put more flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Rohini, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, for beauty, and for creativity. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Rohini star is ruled by Brahma, an archetype of creation and creativity. We ask for his blessings, and I put more flower petals on Venus. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Rohini, which is the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign that has very grounded energy, today containing Venus, planet of love and beauty and joy, planet that helps us with enjoyment of material plane comforts and helps us with luxury as well. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, going in a clockwise direction, the next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains the moon and also Mars. We start with honoring the moon. I put flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Ardra's star is ruled by Rudra, a fierce form of Shiva who can destroy negativities, both within and without. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Ardra's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is, now we honor Mars for being in Gemini. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Purnavasu, a star that can give energies for freedom. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by Aditi, a goddess who is mother to many of the gods, including our own sun. We honor her, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury, who happens to be retrograde right now. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mithuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and also our receptivity to light, and Mars, a planet that is both a healer and a protector. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign that has a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. I put flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, archetype who rules the wind and the air element. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies for balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. We honor Pluto, and I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help us with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn for being in Aquarius. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in the star of Satyabhisha, a star that is symbolized as an empty circle. The nickname for this star is 100 Physicians, as it contains so much healing energy. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Varuna, archetype who rules the rain and the oceans. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. We pause for a moment and now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha, or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, planet of patience, compassion, service, structure, and also ability to persevere. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Meena, or Pisces, which today contains Neptune. We honor Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings to help us towards enlightenment, charity, purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put more flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, the most metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that can help with our intuition and also help with our ability to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Jupiter, Rahu, the Sun, Mercury, who is retrograde, and also Uranus. Jupiter, Rahu, and the Sun are all in the same star, so we will honor all three of them before we invoke the star. I start with Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Next, we honor Rahu for being in Aries. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Jupiter, Rahu, and the Sun are all in a star called Ashwini, a star with healing energies, and also a star that can give blessings to help us speed up, to be a little bit faster. I put the flower petals across Jupiter, Rahu, and the Sun. Om Ashwini He Namaha. Om Ashwini He Namaha. Om Ashwini He Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, horse-headed twins who have fabulous healing abilities and are sometimes called the physicians to the gods themselves. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Mercury and Uranus are also both in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. Mercury, retrograde, I will honor him and put flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Mercury and Uranus are both in the star Bharani, a star symbolized as a yoni, a symbol that represents the female private parts. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power. I put the flower petals across Mercury and Uranus. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Misha or Aries is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a zodiac sign that's a fire sign with very active energy. Today containing Jupiter, planet that helps us with everything related to spirituality. Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, make new discoveries, make friends with new technologies. The sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health and our self-esteem. Mercury, planet that helps with communication, business, and our sense of humor. And Uranus, a planet that can help with success in life, higher intelligence, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it in the air above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals on it. And in the air, I circle the tea light above the chart and around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a lit incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And I circle that in the air above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now, I ring a bell to offer the element of sound. Now, I take a little raisin, a small fruit representing the earth element, and in the air, I circle that around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Later in the day, I will eat that raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Now, I make prayer hands, and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them all to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do short Q&A. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Right now, we have a few minutes for short question answers. If you want to post a question in the chat, I will do my best to try to answer it. It's okay if you don't have questions, but we like to give an opportunity for them. Today being Tuesday, a Mars day, Dr. Pillai has said in the past, Mars has a very competitive energy. He likes to win. He likes to be successful. And Babaji had suggested, Dr. Pillai had suggested to connect with the winner's consciousness of Mars. It can be good to wear something red on Tuesdays. It helps to connect with the winner's consciousness of Mars. So if you are doing something competitive, perhaps going for an interview, perhaps wanting to purchase something on the real estate market, there's certain things that we do in life where it is a bit of a competition. And we do want to be the winner of that competition. So connecting with Mars on Tuesday can be very helpful for that. Okay, not seeing any questions at the moment. So I will go ahead and close out for today. I want to always be respectful towards your time. I will be here again tomorrow. Thank you also again for your participation. We do appreciate it when you hit the like button. We also appreciate it. Oh, I see a question coming in just a second here. Barbara is saying, I read recently that the sun is a star. Is that correct? Yes, the sun is a star. The moon, of course, is a satellite of the Earth. He's not a full planet himself. And Rahu and Ketu are not planets either. They are virtual points in space that have a vortex of energy associated with them. When I first started with Vedic astrology, this was very puzzling to me. Why are we calling all these things planets that clearly aren't planets? You know, there's 9 traditional ones. We're also working right now with, 3 outer ones, but the sun is not a planet. The moon is not a planet. Rahu and Ketu are not planets. What are we talking about here? But when I started taking astrology classes, I realized the word in Sanskrit for the planets is grahas. And graha does not literally mean planet. It's more like a verb. It's referring to these energies that can seize our consciousness and can affect us. And so the 9 traditional planets in Vedic astrology are called the Navagrahas, these 9, forces that can seize our attention field. In English, we don't have a similar word like that. And this word graha has not really yet come into the English language the way words like yoga and karma and dharma started to back in the 1950s. There's certain Sanskrit words that haven't really come into the English-speaking world in the same way. So I have to use the word planet because that's what people in the West have used for describing the celestial objects in astrology. But the sun is very much a star, very much a star. It's a burning ball of hot fire that is continually burning. All of the stars are continually burning, sharing their light and their warmth out to us. And there's a very beautiful poem by a poet where one of the lines in the poem says, after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. And truly, we would have no life on this planet without the sun. The sun is just giving that light and that warmth away for free, constantly giving out this burning energy. So the sun and the stars are like constantly, in a way, meditating and giving their energy out freely to all. So yes, that's the issue, is our English language does not have a word like graha does in Sanskrit. So they're the grahas. I can try introducing that word a bit, but it hasn't really caught on yet in a larger way into our culture. So that's a very understandable confusion. It's called a planet, but it's really a graha. It's really a star. I hope that clarifies it for you, Barbara. I had a very similar question when I first started as well. Okay. All right. That's all the questions that I am seeing at the moment. So I will go ahead and close out for today and hope to see some of you again tomorrow. Connecting with the planets is something that should hopefully be helping you to feel a bit lighter, a bit brighter at the end of the puja. Astrology in Sanskrit is called Jyotish, which is a word that means light. We're doing these pujas and other practices to bring in light, more light into our consciousness, more light and brightness into our daily life. So thank you all for participating in that as a beautiful prayer circle. See you again tomorrow. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.